Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's October 2nd. My name is Jason Allen. I'm a realtor and real estate planner based in Palm Springs, California. And every week I do a market report focusing on a different city in the valley. Today is going to be Palm Springs, and I'm going to share my screen. Bear with me as I do that. I can tell you that our weather is getting phenomenal. I think we're down into the 60s at night. So it's been pretty great. I am going to share a couple of different screens as we go through here. This is the screen I like to start with. I'll expand it here so you have a little bit more real estate, so to speak, desktop real estate. We're going to start with single family dwellings. So what I like to do is run through this report. I reference two other things when by the time we're done, and let's dive right in. So this is comparing August of 23 to August of 22. Our total unit sales are down a tick. It's about a house that we didn't sell, one less house in August of this year compared to last year. Our median sales price is down a little bit. We're still holding steady. I'm going to come back to this a little bit later as we get into this. Inventory is up. So we're up a fifth. We have a fifth more houses. Again, I'm going to come back to this in a little bit. Days on market has increased about 20%. Our sales to list price. So what we're seeing is this is an average. We are seeing some homes going over. I'm going to talk about that. When it all comes out in the wash, we're looking at about 98% of the original asking price. Now, again, averages, some houses are taking more off, others are actually getting over by a bit. And then in this case, we've had more houses have to take a price reduction. I'm going to talk about that too. 45% are going at or above list price. That's why this number is staying so high. Our overall months of supply is now at 4.5 months for single family dwellings in Palm Springs. We say a 6-month supply is a balanced market. We're approaching that pretty rapidly. And I expect that as we go into the season, when we have our fairer weather and we have much greater population in town, this is going to go up probably to 6 or 7% is what I would say, or 6 or 7 months worth of supply. That would be my expectation. Median sales price is down, but it's marginal, less than 1%. All of our days on market is taking longer. Everything is taking longer. So 48% sold within 30 days of the listing date. 76, which includes that 48, sold within 60 days. And then in 90 days, 85% of our listings sold. The other 15% may still be on the market, may have rolled off, may have canceled. We don't know. And that again is for single family dwellings. Let me jump over to condos. I'll run through those same numbers. Unit sales are down 5%. Median sales price is down slightly. Again, median in the middle. Inventory is up considerably. Days on market is up. Again, our sales to list price not off by much. Same thing when it's taken at least one price reduction. Sales above list price, 36, almost 37% of the listings are selling at or above our sales price. That is down compared to a year ago, but it's still a very good number. Condos are selling both quicker and they're more desirable right now. Because all of our prices went up post-COVID or through COVID, a condo enables someone to get a foothold in the market. It may become a part-time home as they transition away from wherever they currently live. It may ultimately be where they stay and land and once they move here full-time, or it might be something that they buy and they tend to rent out for part of the season on a full month rental kind of a situation. Median sales price is down some, almost 10%. I mean, at 8.5, we can round that up to 10. And then 39% of our properties of condos are selling within 30 days, 63% within 60 days, 87% within 90 days. Now I'm going to jump over, I'm going to just go with what I normally do, and I'm going to take you over to this. What I can do is it does two things. It still shows us that we're in a seller's market, but we are creeping towards a buyer's market. And this, by the way, doesn't distinguish between single family dwellings and condos. It puts them all together. But what I can do is I can go into this chart and I can segment the market. And what is important to see here is that the first three quartiles are pretty much holding stable. So in other words, these market segments are doing well. Like it's the high end, as you can see, that has taken the huge price reductions. And that's just the way it's going to be for a while. Let me go to a different chart. And one chart I want to show you is what we're talking about. What is pushing down our prices? It's this 30-year fixed rate. Occasionally I show this chart. I'll put this URL in the show notes so that you can take a look at it yourself and you can play with it. I came over here and I just punched in a mortgage amount of $500,000 at an interest rate of 7.61, 30-year term, your monthly payment. And let's think about it. We think about buying things on installments. If we're going to buy a new car, okay, the car might be $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, but how much is it a month? And when your house payment goes to 35, 34, it's why when we look at this is interest rates, this orange chart is the interest rates, or I should say graph. And then you see this are the number of mortgage applications. And when interest rates go up, mortgage applications go down. That's what we're seeing in the marketplace. Supply and demand. Fewer buyers, lower prices. As interest rates go up and sellers have to come onto the market at a lower price, I say you're basically taking money out of the seller's pocket and putting it into the bank's pocket. Now, if you're a seller, just keep in mind that as rates go up, you're going to get less for your home. Just going to get less for your home. If you're a buyer, prices are going to go down. Yes, you're going to pay more. Your mortgage payment is going to go up. But at some point, assuming these rates come down, you can refinance. And when you refinance, you're capitalizing on the fact that you bought at a lower price, and then you get to bring this monthly payment down. You get to reduce this. If, let's say, now the interest rate drops to 7%, your mortgage payment goes down to $33.27. If we get back into, let's say, 6.5, which is a very respectable rate, you're now down to $31.60. Some say we may actually get back into the fives, and now you're under $3,000. I can't promise that's going to happen, but one of two things is going to happen. If you're on the fence and you don't know if you can do it, but you can afford the, let's just say the 775 because you don't have perfect credit. You can afford a $3,600 a month payment for a $500,000 loan, or maybe your loan is only going to be $350. You can afford that $2,500 payment. If price, and you're on a threshold, if interest rates go up and it pushes you out of the market, then you don't get to get into the market until rates start to come down, when we start seeing more buyers come in, and then you're in competition and you may be locked out. This to me is super important. Now I'm going to go back to my chart over here, my statistics here, and I'm just going to go to single family dwellings for a moment. And I'm going to talk about a completely different subject. And that has to do with the vacation rental industry and how it's in the US starting to slow down. Anecdotally, if I talk to those clients of mine or friends of mine that have a vacation rental in Palm Springs, they're all saying the same thing. Like, it's just tough to find someone. The snowbirds that come for a month, yeah, we still have those folks coming, but a couple of things are happening. Because of climate change, we presume, they're arriving later because our summer is lasting longer, and they're leaving earlier because where they come from, it's not snowing all the way through February, March, and into April. So it's very it's very interesting to see that play out. And then with respect to the single family dwellings where you can do 1 and 2 night stays, because that market is down, and that market is down partly because, I work for XYZ company and I used to be able to Zoom to all my meetings for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. That's changing. Companies are wanting people to go back. So what we're seeing is more single family dwellings that are 3+ bedrooms, 2+ bathrooms with a pool coming onto the market. And just to kind of illustrate that, if I run that search in Palm Springs, there are a total of 219 homes that loosely fit that criteria here. And actually, I didn't distinguish for pools. Let me say a pool, yes. Now we're at 198. If I look at this other report and I'd run this hot sheet specifically looking at houses that meet that demographic, that have had at least one price reduction, and I get 54. So roughly a fourth of these homes have had a price reduction. And so for those people that want to move here, let's say you're cashing out of San Francisco, Chicago, New York, our feeder markets, and you want to buy a house like this, you can see because they've taken a price reduction, we now go over to the statistics and we see here why this number is still so high, why a seller is getting almost 97% of their asking price after it's had a price reduction. It's because so many people are taking a price reduction. And so here's my point. There are roughly 140 some odd homes that may be ripe for a price reduction. And then those that have had a price reduction, they're the ones that are selling really quickly. So I appreciate that so many of my clients, buyer clients that are coming to this market, or maybe aren't my clients yet, are watching the market and they're trying to figure out what's going on. It's where you need to have a realtor on the ground observing the market conditions in order to know when maybe, and I'm just going to pick a house randomly, this one at 1188 Adobe Way is a great price. Like this now is it's had its reduction. We need to pounce. And then why, when you look at this chart, you see we have 45% of the sales at or above asking price. The at or above may include a property that's already had a price reduction. A lot of information there. We covered 3 things. We covered market segments. We did my usual. We looked at an example of how a separate industry trend, namely fewer vacation rentals, are impacting residential sales. And then we talked about mortgage applications. That was a lot. So if you have any questions about what we discussed, don't hesitate to reach out to me. My name is Jason Allen. I am a realtor and a real estate planner based here in the Coachella Valley. I work for Keller Williams Luxury Homes here in Palm Springs, but I service the entire Coachella Valley, primarily focusing on Palm Springs, Cathedral City, Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, and Indian Wells. My number is 760-325-1900. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.